Well, how y'all doing out there in Hobo Land? This is Casinohobo, coming to you live from the Roadhouse, Tunica, Mississippi. And this is my fifth night, which I believe it's like a night past the limit. I think four is actually supposed to be your limit. Of course, the hobo does a little maneuvering and gets an extra night. I wanted to show you this room, which I've shown in previous videos, but I think it's pretty cool for those who haven't seen it. That's a jacuzzi tub, and behind that's a glass bathroom. Which these are nice rooms, especially if you're like with a girl, which the hobo hasn't been with in about 10 or 12 months. Hobo's becoming celibate. But they haven't remodeled these probably since they built it. I think it's the same carpet, so it's been about 20 years probably. But I like the fact that they added more TV stations, and they got free internet now, which is cool. But I wanted to talk a little bit about the fact that I'm going to Vegas. There's a 97% chance that I'm going to Vegas this Monday for just 4 days. I'll be coming back Friday. Going with a friend of mine, wants to try a little something out there. Actually, he's paying for the ticket, which I'm happy about that. And hopefully we'll make a little bit of money out there. And, you know, most likely I'll be coming back after 4 days. But who knows, the hobo like a leaf in the wind, for Christ's sake. If it blows hard enough, I could land anywhere. But the reason I've been here so long, for 12 years, is because it's a softer environment. You know, it's easier to make it here without an income. You know, to not have any income, you got to be pretty clever. You know, I'm giving my credit because it's deserved. But giving myself credit anyway. But anyway, I'm looking forward to it. The only drawback is that the temperature of 108, 109, 110 degrees is not that appealing to the hobo. Especially since the hobo loves change of seasons and likes the winter and fall much more. And matter of fact, October, November, and December are my three favorite months a year, followed by January and February. And the cold doesn't bother me. I like it. You know, I used to have people when they was down here, oh, how can you say anything about the cold? It's, you know, you're from the north. It's like, you know, because you're from the north, you don't get cold. I mean, it's just such a stupid thing to say. It's like insane, you know. But anyway, I'm looking forward to the Vegas deal. You know, the fact I ain't been out there in 15 years, I'm sure a lot of changes has happened since then. And it's like my environment. It's a whole new world. It's like a whole different world. And I really loved it when I was out there. But who knows what can happen with the hobo. But anyway, I wanted to talk about the politics of this. You know, I never seen a weaker field in either party than the Republican Party with that. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And the way Donald Trump talks, to me, he talks like a child. He's like a you know, the male Sarah Palin. And that, to me, that's what he reminds me of. It's like, it's almost like, oh boy, I'm leading, and you know, he's like a kid in a candy store, kind of. And you know, the things he says is just, you know, some of it is just outrageous and ridiculous. It's just, you know, I mean, if you're going to change anything, you're going to change the thing. You're talking about changing the fact that you know, if you were born in this country, it doesn't make you a citizen. Come on. I mean, how stupid can you be? Let's be realistic. If you're going to change things about the Constitution, that's not one of them, I don't believe. But the thing that bothers me the most about the hardline Republicans, like Rush Limbaugh and Hannity, even the Kelly File broad, that idiot Kimberly that's on the 5, which I can't stand, she made some kind of ridiculous comment a couple of months ago by, you know, they were talking about war or something, and she says, well, they're volunteers, you know, like they're expendable because they're volunteers. I mean, to me, it's like they're disgusting. No matter what happens, war should be a last resort, unless you haven't noticed all the goddamn Wounded Warrior commercials. It's almost as many as the Progressive and Geico, whatever it is, insurance commercials, for Christ's sake. You might want to think about that next time you want to send a bunch of troops somewhere. But anyway, it's just disgusting with some of the stuff that some of these assholes say. Then you got this nut that's on there, and what's that Fox that used to wear the bow tie? What the hell is his name? Uh, he made some kind of stupid. This is the kind of stupid comments that I'm talking about, like hers with the fact that they're she said they're volunteers. Nobody's making them go, or some kind of shit like that. She said. Oh, Tucker, this guy Tucker guy on Fox. He says, they were talking about Brady Anderson, and he said this is another way for the left to try to bring down a successful guy. I mean, what kind of stupid, retarded thing is that to say because of this inflation thing with his footballs? I mean, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. I mean, where do these people come up with such off-the-wall comparisons to anything? It's like they're nuts. They're nuts. And Hannity, I mean, this guy is like just a mental case. And he's like right there with Rush Limbaugh. And then you got Cruz. I mean, these people are just, I mean, they got no chance. There's no way that this country is going to put a third Bush in the White House. I mean, you might as well just hit people between both eyes. There's no way. I know there's a lot of stupid people in this country. Don't get me wrong now. But I don't think there's that many. To give a Bush a third shot. They make this Reagan out to be some kind of like the greatest thing in the since Christmas or something. This Reagan. And in the meantime, he couldn't hold a candle as far as a person to Carter. I mean, Carter was just, and to this day, he's just a prince of a guy. And it's a terrible thing that he's got cancer. I always liked Carter. I always thought he was just a real, genuine guy and had a big heart, and, of course, his life has reflected that. And I've always liked him, and I would have liked him if he was a Republican. I like that type of person. I like people that are humanitarians, that believe in doing good for just a large group, and that's what he did. This Donald Trump, he reminds me so much of Sarah Palin. I mean, with this like childlike, like, and the stupid stuff they say. I mean, when Sarah Palin used to talk, it sounded to me like she was talking to like third graders or something like that. And that's kind of what it is with this Donald Trump. I mean, he's a clown, and he is really, really convincing people, and as long as he keeps on that track, I think he's going to wind up getting the nomination. And then, I wouldn't underestimate him. I can tell you that right now. Because he's used to talking to bankers, and, he's a good, most guys like him are like born con men, too. They got to be that way to manipulate, shit in their favor. And, he's pitching a pretty good game right now, and it seems to be working. And it's, I wouldn't underestimate, I wouldn't be surprised if he wound up being the nomination. I don't think he has a Chinaman's chance in hell of beating whoever runs. And I think they're making way, way, way more out of this email bullshit with Clinton than it's just ridiculous. It's like over the top with this email bullshit. Even though she might have, she might have, even if she lied about it, I mean, so what? So what? It's not that big of a deal. It's not gonna wind up being anything. There's nothing gonna come out of that. I can tell you that right now. That's gonna ruin the country and take the country down. It's like nutty. They can't go anywhere with the Benghazi thing because there was the 4 people that died. Doesn't come close to the 30,000 that Bush killed. So I don't think they really can go to the Benghazi thing. But anyway, I wanted to talk about the Duggar kid. The Duggar kid. You talk about hypocrisy. Here's this guy's out here preaching about marriage. In the meantime, he's on Ashley Madison. And I have an idea what Ashley Madison is. I think it pops up when I'm watching porn or something. like that on a regular basis. But I didn't know it was about cheating on your wife or a site that you use to cheat on your wife. But this guy is just absolutely out the door. Hey, the funny thing is, it just goes to show you, as the Christians would say, well, no matter how much you put a person in a bubble, the Christians would say, the devil can get in there. And I'm just going to say, that sin will get in, no matter how much of a bubble you try to surround, your child with. And it just goes to show you, you can only shelter them so much, and they're just gonna break out eventually, even if it's when they get older. But anyway, that's about it for the hobo. I made an 11-minute video. Just wanted to talk about different shit that's on my mind, and there's always something on my mind. I'll see y'all later. Holy shit.